Hello, this is Bethan and Ailsa from Eerie Essex.
We're here to give you a whistle-stop tour of the strange and ghostly side of Chelmsford.
First stop is All Saints Church on Springfield Green. This pretty church can trace its origins back up to 1,000 years ago, when the original nave was built. During the 14th century, the nave was extended to its present length and the chancel rebuilt. The tower was added, but had to be rebuilt in 1586 following a partial collapse. But should you visit at midnight and take a walk around and around and around 13 times, you might find yourself on the wrong side of a very angry nun. Some ghost hunters have even picked up the presence of a ghostly woman wandering about the church. Heading towards the bustling city centre, you'll find the fantastic Civic Theatre. If you buy a ticket to see a performance, you may find yourself guided to your seat by a very helpful man. He'll leave such an impression you'll be sure to mention him to a member of staff on the way out. However, the person you tell about him will have no idea who you're talking about. Now, if that's the case, you may have just been ushered to your seat by Chelmsford's very own theatre ghost, supposedly the spirit of a theatre technician who was sadly murdered on Duke Street, which runs right behind the theatre.
Moving on to Highlands House, a beautiful Grade II listed building built in the 1700s with a rather interesting history. In World War I, it was requisitioned as a hospital treating over 1,500 soldiers during its time. It would again see service in World War II when the estate was used as a German prisoner of war camp, the house itself home to the SAS headquarters. Over the years, staff and visitors have reported strange incidents and encounters, each room seemingly having its own spectre. An angry man in the library takes a great dislike to being disturbed, as does the spirit in the cellar who likes to shout, "Get out!" Whenever the piano is played in the drawing room, a young girl is said to appear to watch. The Spotted Dock Inn would be the perfect stop for a pint if it hadn't been pulled down to make way for the shopping centre. However, maybe it's for the best, as it had a series of tragic deaths that left a darkness in the place. For example, a man who was murdered in his bed was sent to haunt the room ever after, making sure that no one would have a night's sleep again. It got so bad they had to seal up the room and no one would stay there. Another tragedy occurred in 1804 when a group of Hanoverian soldiers were trapped in their room as a blaze from the stables spread through the building. 13 died that night. Even though the inn is no longer there, it is said that the shops now occupying the space experience strange poltergeist activity. Finally, should you find yourself in Chelmsford Prison, you may find that there are some unearthly inmates there to keep you company. Both staff and prisoners have reported strange apparitions over the years, from an old-fashioned lady in a bonnet to an old warder swinging a set of keys in his hand. Unexplained bangs, footsteps, and even children's voices have been heard through the corridors.
If you've enjoyed our whirlwind tour of Chelmsford's finest haunts, then you may like our podcast Eerie Essex.
You can find us wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts.